Okay, so back for the third lesson for Tuesday the 12th of May. Okay, something very pleasing that I've noticed about our Maths Mentors is that people are getting very used to these tests, and I don't think you need to be stepped through it quite as much as what you were. So we'll just go through it now and make sure you understand how to do this. Time, we know that. This shape, so I've sent through a polygon thing, and you know how to Google polygons. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sides, just count the sides. Now with this one, add the whole numbers first. The denominators are the same, and then you put the numbers on top, and then whatever your answer is, just make sure that you simplify it. So 50% of 300, that's pretty easy. They've got half price off, so you just divide that by 2. That one's easy as well. 1 million, that's easy. For this one, don't forget, you put a decimal place on it, then you take the 1 down straight away off the whole number because you're subtracting that, so that becomes 7. And if you're taking 1 off the tens column, that'll be 7 point. Okay, if you're taking 9 away from that tenth, what would that be? This one here has 20 faces. Now that's a little bit tricky. So the answer to that one is, if you Google a 20 face shape, it's called an icosahedron, icosahedron. And if you do a bit of an etymology on that word, and there it is there, icosahedron. And this first bit here, ico, actually means 20, a face of 20 sides, okay? 20 faces. So that's why it's called that. And everything else on there, measure the line, 10 to the power of 5, you know, means writing 10 times 10 times 10, and then you have to multiply. 10 times 10 is 100, 100 times 10. Don't just say it's 10 times 5 because it's not. Name the triangle, that's pretty easy. Do you think that's equal sides, or do you think those two sides are taller? I think those two sides might be taller. So if you're not sure, look up types of triangles and they'll give you examples there. This one here, the volume of a room, so you're just multiplying those numbers together to get the area inside. But because they've got a third number, long by wide by high, that gives you to the power of 3, so that's volume. So you go 3 times 2 times 3, and then you just cube it, times it by 3. Okay, what's the ratio of boys to girls? You count them all up and you just do it as the decimal. Round 8 3/5 up. Remember, if it's 5 or over, the number goes up. Half 10.5, so divide that number by 2. That one's easy. Just put 27 over 1 and multiply by 3/5. And this one here, you just put the brackets on BODMAS. So everyone's going a lot better with their mental maths, so keep up the good work. Alright, looking at the angles assessment now that we're going to start today. And as I said to you, it's more important that you get a look at it and you feel confident with it, because when we go back to school in week 6, I will give out that assessment for us to do together, just to make sure that everybody's doing it under the same conditions. But if you're clever and you're having a look at this now, you should find that pretty easy to do when we go back to school. If you're just heading it up in your book, make sure you put your name at the top and the date, and that we are doing the angles assessment. If you're doing it on the sheet, just hang on to it and send me photos through folios or messenger. Okay, so they're saying a protractor is not to be used, and a protractor is that hemisphere 90 degree with the 180 flat line that shows you what the angles are. Doesn't help you that much here anyway, so don't worry about that. Okay, so the first question is, angles on a straight line always add up to, do they add up to 90, 180 or 360? And you just have to tick one. Now we know that for a straight line, the straight line is 180, so all we're doing is taking 180 and subtracting what's there to get the letter that's missing. Okay, so for here, this is a straight line, we're subtracting that, x equals, and you write it in the box. Same here, whatever this straight line is, just subtract that, that's your answer, write it in the box, and the same for that one. And that's pretty much the theme of the whole assessment. Vertically opposite angles, so we talked about this yesterday, that was on the main page of Edge Studio, if you go down and have a look, so vertically opposite angles are equal. They're the same. So if this is 50, that's 50. If this is 123, that's going to be 123. Okay, so when you're completing the answers for this one, just have a little think about that. That's pretty easy. So they're all the angle letters are down here that you need to fill in. So A you're writing in and it's opposite another one. B you're writing in and it's opposite another one. Same with C, D, E, F, G. Okay? And sorry, if the angle's not written there, well, you know what to do, don't you? Because that's a straight line. Okay? And same here, you just go through, what do angles A, B, C, D, and E below add up to? We might get to this one and then we'll do 5 and 6 tomorrow, so I can explain that to you a little bit more. So for today, just go up to that one, because then after that there's not much left of that, and I just want to take the time and explain that a bit to you tomorrow. Okay, that's it for today too, just 3 very, very quick lessons, and I will see you tomorrow.